Yeah, I mean, I normally don't never say that this is a must-win game, but this is a must-win game. Coach talked about, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, that little bit of extra, and we got to find a way to figure that out, figure out what we got to do to come out this game with a victory.
Darius Leonard with shades of Mike Tomlin saying, never say never, but never. I never say it's a must-win game, but it's a must-win game. And it is a must-win game when the 3-4 Colts host the 5-2 Titans, and there's a simple reason for it. The Titans have already beat the Colts once. If the Titans win this game, they're up 3 games in the standings, plus the head-to-head tiebreaker. You got 9 games left after that. The Colts have to make 4 games up in 9. I don't know what the next-gen statistics are of that actually happening. I'd guess they're pretty low. So if the Colts lose this one, the Titans are winning the AFC South. They're basically having the AFC South clinched, PFT commenter, on Halloween if they can win that game.
Yeah, I've crunched the numbers. It's not happening. The Titans are winning this division. According to my advanced sabermetrics and analysis, thanks to Amazon Web Services for telling me that. But I don't really need to look at the numbers to tell you that the Colts, I like the Colts, but I also at the same time hate myself for liking the Colts. It's the case of Carson Wentz, where I keep going back and forth between thinking that hey, you know what? He was playing at an MVP level back in 2017. He can do it again. It's one of those cases where I can't stop and I can't help myself from thinking that he could get back there eventually. He could put it all together, but then he goes out and he'll do something like throw a boneheaded interception with his left hand as he's falling down. And I just can't trust him. So I think that the Colts are a perfectly average team for that division, and they'll be able to beat some decent teams, and they'll probably lose to some very good teams. But they're not at the same level of the Titans, who have Derrick Henry. I think he's got 10 touchdowns this year already. Tractorcito season came a little bit early, 870 yards. And I don't know how we need to project that going forward for a 17-game season. It's throwing off all my math-doing capabilities. But we could be looking at Derrick Henry getting 2,100 yards, 2,200 yards this season. If he keeps it up, the only question is, has he peaked too early, which is not really an actual conversation I'm having with myself, but one that I'm very much looking forward to hearing other people discuss. But I don't see any way that the Colts can hang in with the Titans long term. Even if they win this game, they're going to be 4-4. Titans will be 5-3. Looking at who the Titans have beaten and the way that they've been able to go out and beat them, I actually think the Titans are just a good football team, regardless of what happened to the Jets, which will be a mystery that'll go down in the ages. There'll be people doing the Twisted Aliens history podcast about like how the hell Mike Vrabel lost to the New York Jets when everybody expected him to go out there and beat them by 30. But yeah, the Titans are a really, really good team. I think that they're at a position where they're built to make some noise. Mike Vrabel absolutely loves big players. If you're wondering how Mike Vrabel constructs a roster, all you have to do is just look at the biggest guys that you can find. And the man respects mass. It doesn't matter if you're a wide receiver, he wants the biggest wide receiver. If you're a running back, he wants the biggest running back. If you're a linebacker, he wants the biggest linebacker. That's why Will Compton's not there anymore. Thanks a lot, Frabes. But yeah, the man just builds big football teams and ones that are capable of dominating weaker teams. And now we're talking about December football again. I do think that as long as Ryan Tannehill can keep it together and keep running the play action that got him to where he is right now, keep taking that next step that we've always been waiting on for Tannehill, I think that the Titans are a really well-constructed team.
By the way, according to the calculator that came free with my phone, 2,110 is the pace on which Derrick Henry now is with 869 through 7 games. He didn't have 100 yards against the Chiefs, even though they handled the Chiefs so easily, 27-3. You know, they get full use out of A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. That passing game can balance out the running game. You can't take everybody away. We showed on Football Night in America what they called the Derrick Henry effect, where how everybody on the defense is always going wherever he goes. It opens up everything else on offense. But yes, they got blown out week 1 by the Cardinals. They somehow lost to the Jets. Those are their 2 losses. They're head scratchers. Maybe they've learned from stepping in the pothole against the Jets to not do it in Indianapolis. And this is not some easy game. The Colts have won 3 out of 4. The Colts had the Ravens against the ropes in the second half of a Monday night game a few weeks back. The Colts are going to give the Titans everything they can handle, and the Colts really are determined to win this one. I agree with you. Titans eventually win the division. but they officially win it, or unofficially, I guess. Unofficially win it on Sunday if they win in Indianapolis, because there's no way the Colts are going to catch them if they have to make up 4 games. And then you got the Jaguars and the Texans. I mean, what the hell? So it's inevitable the Titans are going to be the champs, but they may just be coasting through the last 2 months of the season, because I don't know how high they're going to end up rising. I know right now 2 losses is the minimum in the AFC. All the 1-loss teams are in the NFC, but I don't know that the Titans are really going to be in the mix for, the 1 bye that there is in the AFC. You got 4 spots for the division winners on the playoff tree. They feel locked in at 4. No matter what they do, it feels like they're going to be the 4th seed. Maybe, maybe I'm wrong. They beat the Bills and the Chiefs 6 days apart, but I just feel like ultimately they're going to be that 4th seed. We're going to see them playing whoever the best wild card team is in what should be a great opening round game in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that they're going to get the 1 seed, but they do feel locked into winning that god-awful division. And maybe Mike Vrabel, maybe he's a secret genius, because he loses to the Jets. He puts the blueprint out there for how to beat the Titans. And next thing you know, all these other teams are going to be copying the New York Jets. And then Mike Vrabel can beat them again once they fall into that trap. I still have no idea how that happened, but I guess great job to the Jets for surprising everyone, for being an actual football team. But yeah, the Bills feel like they're going to end up at that number 1 seed. That's what I'm hoping for, at least out of the AFC. I'm a proud member of Bills Mafia. I just really want to go back up to Buffalo and eat those wing nuts chicken wings that I had. I'm not kidding you. Like, I wake up every morning thinking about a meal of chicken wings that I had in Buffalo, New York a month and a half ago. You know how torturous that is? And I keep searching for it. I keep chasing that dragon. And I feel like I'm never going to find it unless I get back up to New York, Buffalo, New York. So I'm rooting for the Bills to get that 1 seed, to get the bye, so I can go out to Western New York and indulge myself in my favorite addiction, which is fried chicken. But I don't see the Titans competing against the Bills for that. But I do think that they're going to stomp the Colts. Now, this is all under the caveat that we don't know if the roof is going to be open this weekend in Indianapolis. Jim Irsay has not made that announcement yet. It's my favorite part of the week, when he rolls out that tweet letting us know if they're going to open the roof or if they're going to keep it closed. This feels like a roof open game. If you need to make a statement, if you're the Colts, you need to bring in the weather gods to give you a little bit of help in this one. So, Mr. Irsay, if you're listening, I know that you're a listener. You're an avid watcher of PFT Live. Open the roof. Do the right thing. Maybe you'll cover the spread.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.